Hi, it's Jan Marie Dorr, and today I'm going to talk about some practices you can include in your daily morning mindset practice. And so, welcome, glad you're here. I'm Jan Marie Dorr, and I'm a business growth strategist for women coaches, change makers, women entrepreneurs who are up to big things in the world and want to grow a coaching and training business online. And so mindset is one thing that's often overlooked. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, to give you some ideas of what you might include. I'll talk about some of the practices that I use that I found very helpful. And so if you're just hopping on, say hi, or if you're on the replay, let me know that way too. And I'm starting to do weekly lives, 3 p.m. Thursday is the time. So you can join me then. Just like my page, you'll get notified on there. So today we're talking about mindset, because so often I found that we talk about marketing for coaches, and I work with women coaches and to grow their business. And so today I find that mindset is so very important. I sometimes say it's 80% or 90% of your success is your mindset. And I feel that there's not enough attention paid to it. So I'm going to talk about 4 or 5 practices that I use and give you some ideas. It's almost like a buffet for some suggested ideas that you can use, that I use and I've had great success with as well. I have a daily morning mindset practice that I credit for a lot of my success. So I'll give you some tips and ideas today. So glad you're here. So let's get started. So a daily morning practice. I mean, this is, for a long time we've known this is a good thing to do. You know, it goes in line with setting some goals, setting some targets, and then keeping yourself on track every day. And it's what you're thinking that creates your reality, not just what you're doing. And this is a piece that I find is missing for a lot of the women that I work with, is the mindset practices. So let's start with, I'll talk about various ones. I think I've got 5 altogether that I do. And you can pick and choose. You can put them together in different ways. You could do 1 each day rather than having to do 5 every day, things like that. So it's quite malleable that way, what you can do. But the important thing is to commit and to have a daily practice. So one thing I like to start with personally is breathing. It's taking 3 deep breaths, lighting a candle perhaps. I have some essential oils that I use as well, just to get my brain engaged, get in the mood, and set that tone. So taking 3 deep breaths, and these are belly breaths down to your belly, because part of what I'm learning now too and teaching is that it's a lot about our energy. It's not just our mindset. But energy is a whole nother calling. I need a whole call on that, or a whole Facebook Live on energy. But the breathing gets you in touch with the energy that goes beyond yourself as well. So you're drawing in energy from above even, and bringing it through, bringing that energy from the universe, let's say, in and down through you, down, rooting it down to the ground. So big, deep belly breaths, great way to start your day. I have been a yoga teacher in my time, so that's why I emphasize breathing and movement. Of course, I've been a perpetual student of yoga and studied it for a long time and practice yoga. So anyway, that's where the breathing comes in. But big, deep belly breaths, not just, we tend to breathe really shallowly. And that's where I feel the breath is connected to your inspiration as well. So when you're breathing in divine guidance, you're breathing in inspiration. So start with even 3 deep breaths will do it. It gets you grounded and centered. Connect with your heart. You know, as you're breathing, just breathe in. Imagine that breath going through your body. And this just opens you up. It opens up your energy as well. And so then the next thing I like to do, and I do this in a different order sometime, but it's the idea of clearing any concerns that might be there. And the concerns are anything you're worried about. It might be doubt, lack of confidence, any kind of concern, worry. These are the limiters that get in the way of what we want to create. So, you know, we're going to get to in a moment what you're wanting to create, what you're wanting to call in or draw in next. And so as you're breathing in, you're looking at what's in the way of that, where your energy might be blocked. Often it's a thought. So usually it's our thought that are the limiters. So I like to look at my concerns. So I think about, what is it I'm wanting to do next? So perhaps for some of you, you're launching a new program, or you want to have your first $10,000 month. You want to attract 10 new clients, whatever that is. So have a goal in mind. Or even you want to start going live on Facebook, something like that. Or writing to your email list more consistently, all the things that we might be doing. So think about that and then look at what are the concerns that come up when you think about doing that. Because this will give you an indication of where you might be holding yourself back or what's in the way of you moving forward. These are what I call those limiters that stop us from moving forward. And so let's say it's you want to have your first $10,000 month. Let's just say that as a money objective. And so some of the concern that might come in, I know I've had this in the past, is, well, I'd have to work way too hard for that, or where would I possibly find 10 clients that'll pay me $1,000 each all at one time? That's impossible. So those kind of thoughts you're looking for, because I'll assure you they're there. Very often they're out of our conscious awareness. That's the nature of it. It's in your subconscious. So you're wanting to get in touch with those. So when you think of a big goal, that's usually where it comes up. What are those thoughts that are in the way of that happening, those limiters? And I like to get in touch with those because we want to clear those, to really clear your energy field, clear your negative thinking, so that you can then go on to visualize and create what it is you're wanting to call in. So you could write them down if you want. You can think about them. I often like to write them down. It depends what I'm working on at that time, and just do some journaling on it and look at that. Is this true? You might question it. Where would I possibly find people, or there's not enough people that would pay me for my service? And just challenge yourself, is that true? Are there ways that you could find people? And that's often when the ideas start coming in, as you're willing to look at what's in the way and move through that, because these are the blocks and the barriers between you and what you're wanting to call in or achieve your big goals as well. So you can look at those, the concerns. And then the big thing that I like to do every day is to visualize. So this is where we come to our goals. Our big idea is imagine. So we're using our imagination. That's one of our spiritual faculties that's very underdeveloped. We use that as children, but as grown women and adults, it's knocked out of us when we're in school, when we're in the workplace. So really call on your imagination. Go big with this. Because again, that's a spiritual faculty. It's what's going to call in that bigger goal for you. So play with this, really dream big, visualize big, and don't think about the how. That's where we get stopped and stuck, is if we think about, well, how can I possibly do that? So we want to move beyond the how and just imagine, imagine your ideal life, in the ideal world, the best idea. That I got 10 new clients this month for my new program. That would be fabulous. You start imagining that and the energy that would give you, the people that you could help. And then, so you're not just picturing this in your mind, that's part of it, but you're actually, it's almost like getting into the movie of it, the picture of it. You're in this, you're actually engaging with the people you've called in for your program. You're interacting with them. You're seeing the results that they're getting and how happy they are, and you're feeling that ripple effect. So really get into your picture. This isn't just a it's not just a mind practice. It's a whole body experience. And particularly, as I said, your imagination. You can bring your heart into it, like just feel you want the emotion and the feeling of that as well. How does that feel to be really interacting with all these new people that you're calling in and that you're working with? And then you're really acting as if this is already happening. So as if it's in the present moment. This is a real key to creating the life that you want, is acting as if it's true. Because in the well, I won't get into the science of it, but actually our future self, the future self is here now. It's available to you now. That's the whole nature of it, of quantum physics and all that. It's available to you now if we start engaging with it and imagining that it's actually true right now. We have a variety of present moments that are available to us, and that's what you're doing, engaging with that. And really play with it, have fun with it. Imagine in a dream world, because that's what it is. We're dreaming first, and then that becomes our reality as well. And so really think big. Give yourself permission here to play, to dream big. Don't get stuck in the hows. That'll bring you down every time, is the how, So don't get stuck in that. So visualization is the next one. And then journaling. I like to journal every day. I think journaling is a great practice. And again, it doesn't have to be complicated. It could be a short time or a long time. It's nice to have a really special place to journal, and a nice journal as well. I like scribing with paper and pen. That's my way of doing it. So whatever way works for you. But what you're doing is getting your thoughts out of your head and in front of you that you can actually see them. And then this is often where the guidance comes through. So you've just visualized what you want, whether it's that $10,000 a month, 10 new clients, a new program rolling out that fills up really quickly, whatever the numbers, the ideas are for you. Or maybe it's something of a personal nature, something that you want. I know at times I've thought, well, I want a new wardrobe. I want to get rid of some clothes and get some new clothes coming in. Could be something like that. Something that's going to make you feel good. What is that thing you're calling in? And then you start, so you feel it first, imagine as if it's true, it's happening right now. That's that act as if. And then write about it, journal on it. And that's where the how will come in. That's the action step. And usually it's not, I know I've always had the concern that I'm going to get a whole action plan and way too many things to do. But what I find is what we get, if we do this each day, we get the next step. And that's all we get. And then we get the next step the next day. And you do that, that day or as soon as you can. We don't get a whole action plan downloaded to us typically. And this is the nature of it. I always think it's building up our faith muscle as well, that we're engaging, with the universe, a higher source. We're downloading, we're saying, here's what I want to create. I want to be a partner in this. And then you're downloading that action step each day through your journaling, through your imagining this is already happening. What would I be doing if I had these clients that I'm working with, this new program that I'm rolling out that I'm so excited about? And so what's the next step? And so I call this inspired action. So come up with each day when you're journaling, it's an inspired action step. And then of course, take that step. It's coming from inspiration. And I'm always surprised. I think it's going to be way too much or something. And usually it's something simple, basic. It's, there's a variety of different things it can be. I'm very surprised. Sometimes it's just go for a walk, and on that walk, you get the inspiration. So it's training your intuition muscle as well. We talked about your imagination when you're visualizing, and then it's your intuition as well that you're calling in. Those two pieces are your core spiritual faculties that we're calling on and building. And then faith is the other spiritual muscle that we're building, of course. Having faith that you're being guided, and it's a step-by-step process as well. So when you're actually getting out of your head and into your heart, into your body, into your energy body, into being guided by divine guidance, by universal energy, it's almost a moment-by-moment process. And we're learning to trust that, to have faith in it, and to let go of all the worry, the doubt, the fear, and then just follow that path, and you'll find that you're guided. It's step by step each day. So that's why I feel it's important to have that morning practice, and you can have certain pieces that you draw in. I've just gone through mine that I typically do, and if you have questions, pop them in. I'll be happy to answer it, whether you're live here with me now or on the replay for sure. So mindset, I know I taught marketing for a lot of years. I still do have that, but I'm shifting more to mindset and energy, particularly for women. I'm noticing a lot of women I work with are just on the verge of stepping to that next level. And to claim that next level now, you need some sort of practice like this. You can't create it with just your head or your thinking mind, your old strategies. That doesn't work to go to that next inspired level. And so commit to a morning practice. And whether it's 5 days a week or 7 days a week, that's okay. I sometimes do some different things on the weekend. I do yoga, as I said, so I like to walk as well. So sometimes I weave different things in on my walk. I'll sometimes sit on a bench by the river, and that's where I do my visualization and my journaling. So again, get creative with it as well. But the pieces for your morning practice, which I'll really encourage you to start piecing that together for yourself and commit to it. It starts with the breathing, the centering, the grounding. and then clearing your concerns, your fears or doubts, anything that's there in the way of that, your goals. So have something in mind that you're wanting to create, and then you're visualizing that, really visualizing acting as if in the present moment it's happening now. It's almost like you're in this movie, you're starring in this movie of your life, and it's happening to you now, because that's what makes it available to you. And then grounding that with some journaling, some scribing, just really writing that out. And then that's often where your inspired action will come. And I find when you're writing it out, it's getting it out of your head, but it's also, that leads you to your commitment as well, which is so important. So you've got it written down. I know I can always look back at it and say, look at the actions that came through, and did I do that one actually? It's good to do it as soon as you can. It's usually not a 90-day action plan that comes through. It's usually one thing you can do today and do that. So, and that's where you'll be led, because I feel we are led to this. And it's a new way of working. I think there's a new consciousness coming onto the planet as well. And this is what we're being called into experiencing and calling that in. So this morning mindset practice is part of that. So that's my piece on encouraging you to develop your own morning mindset practice. So important. It's a mindset and energy practice, basically, the way I teach it. And I'll be doing, I don't have it set up now, but I will be doing a challenge soon on each of these pieces. So it'll probably be a 5-day challenge, and I'll break down each of these pieces more. We don't have a sign up for that or a date yet, but it will be coming soon. So either, click to like and follow my page, and you'll be notified that way, or get on my email list at janmariedor.com. You can get on my list there. We're just making some changes at my website, and I'm going to do a 5-day morning mindset practice challenge coming up soon in my Facebook group. That's the other way to get in it. I do have a Facebook group. You can find us at coachesandchangemakers.com. You can ask to join there, and that's where I'll be running the challenge very soon. And so pop in any questions that you have. I'll be happy to answer those either now, or I'll come back later and check if you have a question about mindset practices, morning rituals. And I'll be talking more about this in the upcoming weeks. And so yes, so this is Jan Marie Dore. If you want to follow me and find out more, I do Facebook Lives weekly at 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. So just click, like my page or follow to be notified when I'll be going live next. And I work with coaches and change makers and mission-driven women entrepreneurs who are up to big things in the world, want to grow their visibility and their income online and impact more people. And so until next time, we'll see you again. Bye for now.